Cool, great kid. Today we're going to show you one of our favorite science toys, the Galton Board. It has 3,000 beads and it's pretty fun to just look at.
Correct. So this is a Galton board, and it's basically a pegboard. And you've got this little top chamber here, this triangular chamber, holds 3,000 little beads. It doesn't look like 3,000, but that's what they claim are in there.
And
so
you can bleed this fluid over.
Exactly. He likes to balance it, do all kinds of stuff. And the neat thing about it, here, put it back down, keep it in frame right here on the table. The neat thing about this is on a flat surface, when you flip it over and let it run all the way through, it will over and over again approximate a normal bell curve. So because of the statistical probability, each bead has to pick kind of left or right. So when it's sitting on level table, you'll see it approximates the normal bell curve. So a normal distribution. And the neat thing about that is that no one's telling each of those 3,000 beads what to do, but
and you
he likes to do this too. So
yeah, you can see and put it on the side.
If you put it on your side, the math doesn't work, but that's because it's not even, because you're adding it in. But
yeah,
yes,
and
true.
It looks like a side of one of these, but it's not this taller.
He also likes to balance it a lot. But
yeah.
The thing is, with this, when you have 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation, 3, approximate that normal bell curve, it's really cool. And you can do sort of like if you've ever seen Newton's cradle, where it's got the 5 balls and they go click, 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 back and forth. We have one of those as well, but this you don't see near as much. So whether a gift for a kid to put on their desk, or to buy it for a friend, or even for yourself to put it on your desk at work, it's a neat little thing to watch. It's kind of soothing, and it's a conversation piece, and it shows you some real world principles about distribution curves, about statistical probabilities, about how many standard deviations, and the difference between chaos and random. So this is actually a chaotic system. Actually, I believe everything is chaotic. I don't know, you have to check my math. I believe nothing is truly random that's known of in the universe. Because any system where if you knew everything, every single aspect of the physics for this, if you could predict it, if it was deterministic, it wouldn't be random then. It's chaotic. It's hard to figure out what it's going to do. Flipping a coin is chaotic because when you flip it, it's hard to tell how it'll land, how it'll bounce, how high it'll go.
Yeah, you don't know if it's going to be heads or tails, or if it's going to spin or not.
Or land on its edge. So, but with that, if you had every piece of data, if you knew exact temperatures, wind resistance, angular momentum, the mass and mass distribution of the coin, the flex of your skin, the flex when it hits the table, you could know every time you flipped a coin exactly how it would end. Same thing sort of like with the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings down in Brazil, and because the butterfly flapped its wings a few too many times, suddenly New York has a hurricane. It's that idea of like this cascading chain of events that it's hard to factor everything in.
Does that actually happen sometimes?
I mean, that's how the theory goes, is that a very small thing. So the butterfly flapping its wings extra times could create extra wind. The extra wind could shift something else, and that wind creates a pocket of air, and that pocket of air deflects something else. And it's this chain of events that 6 months later, because of that butterfly flapping its wings extra times, there was a hurricane in New York. So that's sort of this idea of like how there can be rippling consequences. But like I said, I'll put a link in the description below. These things are really cool. It's soothing to watch. You hear the beads all clacking down through. You don't see them a lot. And they show a lot of neat science too. So I highly recommend picking up a Galton board and showing all your friends. Got anything else for them, bud?
Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Good one, bud.